Welcome everybody to Jim Wells Baseball Softball Complex. Park Complex is what it says over there on that sign right over there. And we are here at Medina High School. Ken Duke Stadium is where we are currently standing right now. Excuse me, just had to shove in my phone into my gimbal. Just trying to be sure everything's all right. Yeah, there's girls lacrosse going on over there. We are almost ready for this ball game to begin. It's the last live stream with video all 2025-26 school year, as we will be doing audio only broadcast from here on out, considering the fact that, I don't know, it's playoff time and boys lacrosse, they're still alive. They got Walsh. We got Walsh and boys lacrosse this Tuesday. That's going to be a phenomenal ball game. And speaking of Tuesday, these guys are going to be playing against the always rough and always tough Massillon Perry Panthers. You don't understand, folks. We were supposed to play Medina earlier this year. We did play Medina earlier this year, but then it got delayed due to bad weather. As we await for everything, here is the national anthem. Someone say baseball time. I think they did. Yep, I think they did. So we're restarting this ball game from the first pitch because we were playing Medina back at Kent State about a month and a half ago or something like that. That game wound up being rained out in a 5-1 affair. Now we're just going to do it all over again, I suppose. Are they having a stare off for the national anthem? I think they are. Look at that, Girding standing there. They're standing there just waiting. I've seen this before, of course, in some baseball games. Gerd talking with some of the bees. That's always nice to see. Yep, they're having a standoff for the national anthem. How about that? How about the starting lineup for the Black and Green Brigade? Looks a little like this. Anthony DePompe, Casey Miser, Grady Gibb, Dan Miller. After Dan Miller comes Nick Topkowski, then Luke Girding, then Parker Jankis, then Cole Fernandez, and then William Zelensky. Will be met by number 16. That is, of course, Abraham Soltero. Soltero, the right-hander for Medina. I heard we're going to limit Dan Miller on the mound today. He'll be going 50 pitches maximum, unless, of course, something happens during the at-bat. As we are trying to limit our arms out here today. This is technically a meaningless ball game, but don't tell that to Coach Jay Grissom and the gang. As Gerd is just still standing there on behalf of three of the Bees after that national anthem. Clearly, they didn't get the memo. They're just standing there still. Gerd right there as Anthony DePompe is going to lead off, and haven't heard anything from the umpires yet. Gerd just standing there. Is he going to win? It's a staring contest still. We're still waiting for this game to begin. It's the last game of the regular season. You can have fun for the heck of it. Why not? I'm pretty sure Coach Grissom won't mind. And Girding's going to win. Technically, it was the last one to leave. Oh, we didn't win it, I suppose. The old-fashioned standoff. Abraham Soltero on the mound. He's facing Anthony DePompe out here. He's got Brian Wuchter catching. Here we go. Hornets Bees. First pitch is a ball upstairs. Great to have you aboard. Time Marin is your play-by-play announcer. 310 out to left, 305 out to right, 365 out to dead center. Now 1-0, that's a strike on the outer part of the plate, 1-1. Apologies for no post-game interviews after the BW baseball game. Had to get here. 1-1. Sharply ruled to short, easy play there. Throw down to first, one gone. Shortstop is Lance Morgan, number 5. Casey's coming up. He's at 95 career hits here at Highland. He is, do the simple math, 5 away from 100. A walk-off home run earlier this week to beat Rosebud and clinch the conference all to ourselves. Of course, Medina is a future conference foe. Casey hits one the other way out to deep left. That is out of play. Is a little bit earlier. That might be out of here. So Abraham Soltero is not in the batting lineup, of course, as this one is hit high in the air, twisting third base side. Easy play here, 2 gone. Third baseman is none other than Billy Jackson. So 2 quick outs there for Mr. Soltero. One was a ground out to Morgan. The other one will pop out to Billy Jackson. And now here's Grady get batted. Oh boy, that one danced away from the catcher. Dan Miller's going to have to get that thing. Of course, we got ourselves Massillon Perry in the playoffs Tuesday. Thursday's at Struthers. I doubt I'm going to Struthers. 1-1 as it's taken for a strike, of course. I mean, hello, Struthers is an hour 15 east of here. I don't know why they picked it, but hey, whatever it takes to win a district. We haven't won district in nearly 10 years, 8 years to be exact. As Gray's going to roll one over the middle, that'll be a base hit. Good hitting there by Gibb. He's got the first hit of the contest for either school. And Stan Miller, he had a 5-inning no-hitter earlier this year. That was against Copley, if I'm not mistaken. It was only 5 innings because we won that ball game 10-0. And when 10-0 wasn't hurt here either, wasn't it, folks? Dan Miller, who's trying to help out his own cause. Suburban League American Conference Pitcher of the Year last year, takes ball 1. I haven't seen too much of Dan pitch this year, but when he has pitched, he's been pretty darn lights out. Don't expect him to go far into this game, folks. As mentioned earlier, we are resting the arms. Just a little bit of some conditioning out here as that one is high and in. 2-0. Really thrive with 2 outs. Let me tell you that. We've really done a dandy when it comes to 2-out rallies. Grady on at first, 2 gone. Dan takes 2-1. Weather in the low 60s. Light rain. Not enough to postpone or delay this baby yet. 2-2 taken. No, it's 2-2. I would say 2-1 was taken then. Soltero strike away from a scoreless top half of the first. And the pitch. Gray's going. That's strike 3 call. Throw down second. It would have been safe too. Well, what does the Medina lineup look like as Dan's going to have to go back out there, albeit to pitch? Brian Wuchter leads off, followed by Lance Morgan, followed by Joe Johnson, followed by Luca Pagura, then River Blomquist, then Billy Jackson, then Ethan Torek, then Maximus Lewis, then Caden Kostelnik. And on the mound, as mentioned, Dan Miller. Ross out least. Catching Cole Fernandez, first base, Grady Gibb. At second, Parker Janikis. At third, that'd be Nick Dubkowski. At short, Anthony DePompe. Left field, Luke Goering, who won the standoff. Center field, William Zelensky. Right field, Casey Meiser. No sign of Colton out here today. Don't know what's going on, but hopefully he's all right. Again, no sign of Mr. Winston either. Hope we both are all right. We need all hands on deck, to say the least, for the playoffs, which begin in approximately a few days. 4 days, I believe. I would believe correctly. Just had to clean up my screen. It looked a little dirty. But yeah. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's 4 days from now. Medina's 20-4 on the season. They won the Greater Cleveland Conference this year in their last season, the GCC for baseball and every sport, of course. They'll be going to the national side of the Suburban League starting next year. So we'll be going here more often than not starting next year, of course. That'll be fun. As the good guys are trying to keep up the dominance in the Suburban League, albeit on the bigger side with the big boys, at least. Not easy, ladies and gentlemen, but there was one school up for the task. It'll be the Black and Green Brigade. Pretty sure you all knew that by now. So Brian Wachter leads off for the Medina Bees. He's a catcher. He's number 6. Dan Miller goes out there looking to match Soltero, perhaps. Won't be easy, of course. First pitch. High and away. Dan on a pitch count today. Won't last long. It's all right, though. It's just some conditioning as this one's hitting the air out to right. Nobody's going to catch that. That hit off the top of the lights. Oh, ye gods. Off the top of the lights. That home run distance. It was just deep and foul. I hear it bang off something as there's a pitch that misses 2-1. My goodness, you could not have hit a ball any harder than that. Wachter in a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Wachter in a 3-ball, 1 strike count. Lance Morgan waiting patiently on deck. Brian trying to get on base out here. Dan hopefully not having any of it. But he's down in a 3-1 hole, which becomes 4-1 after that pitch misses inside. Oh, well. Lance Morgan comes up to bat for Medina. Wachter's on at first with a nobody out in the bottom half of inning number 1. Hear the pitch. All right, and Dan's thrown 5 balls and 1 strike thus far today, but he's still got. I'm not worried. You wouldn't be worried too if you had a guy like Dan Miller on the mound. In fact, you'd be pretty darn comfy, actually. 1 ball, no strikes, and the big right-handers. There's a ball thrown down second. Can't get him. That breaks up any hopes and dreams of a double play for now. 2-0 as Cole's gunned down at second. Couldn't get the speedy catcher Wachter. 2 balls, no strikes. That's our count here in Medina, Ohio. Dan getting ready out here. Wachter again on at second, preparing for the bunt is Gibb as he swings and misses. 2-1. Really playing in right there. He was playing on the infield grass at one point. We'll see what he does here on this. As it's 2-1, Dan checking the runner at second. Nobody's home. Pitch coming up. fouled back, and that's heading for the football field. Heads up. Nobody's ever going to get that. Except for some lacrosse players. Dinah's coached by Mark Kelly. He would just like Mr. Grissom is a Norton alum. Believe they played at different times, though. 2-2 pitch. Upstairs, full count. Looking out there on deck is Joe Johnson. Mark Kelly is assisted by Tom Kindle, Andrew Chuck, and Don Catanzarito. Catanzarito. Pronounce that right. If I didn't, I apologize, as Dan will step off the mound. Would hate to give up back-to-back walks to start off the bottom half of the first inning, but won't we all hate that? But it's all good. But he does just that as he bounces it to Cole, but a good stab by Cole prevents the run from going down third. Well, this is not looking good thus far. I mean, again, a meaningless ball game. We got a D1 school we're going up against. We're D2, of course, and not to mention the brackets are out. This is the last game of the season. This don't mean anything. But still, we'd love to get a win. Joe Johnson up for Medina. 2 on and nobody out in the bottom half of the first inning. Grady playing in. He's preparing for bunt. But instead, bouncing one high to first. Kid may have 2 on this one. Anthony for 1, holding it in his pocket is Anthony. He wasn't going to get a double play on that. So no triple play. Disappointing, I know. I pulled triple play in MVP baseball yesterday. I quit that game because I was getting really frustrated. Luca Pagura's up. Man at the corners here, 1 gone. Dan finally got the first out of the inning. Pagura waiting, and a pickoff attempt down at first won't get him. It's Wookter at third, Johnson at first, and Pagura the batter for Medina. Swung on and hit out to center. Lamb. Does he have a beat on it? Yes, he does. Runs in, catches it. Wookter will easily score. It's 1-0. Went for a second. That thing was going to get out of here. Just looking at Williams' reaction. At least we got the second out, but we did give up a run in the process. River Bloomquist up for the B. So they got 1 on and 2 out. They got a run in with 2 walks thus far. Line shot. That's foul. That's foul. That's right. Missed by a matter of inches by the looks of it, but just judging by my view of it, I think the home plate umpire made the right call. 0-1 to River Bloomquist. He's the center fielder for Medina. Hit today for either school was by Grady Gibb. Top the first, and we've only played not even a full inning yet, as the 0-1 coming up here. Swing and a miss. Runner down second. Cole from his knees down to Anthony. Not going to get him. Caught a sleeping out there. 0-2, though. Playing ball that'll sit down in the outfield. We're talking 2-0. Blomquist. And an 0-2 hole. Dan looking for his first strikeout of the contest. Dancing as this runs second. Hold on a minute. Did Dan just block? Yes, he did. So I think that'll sit down. The outfield will definitely make it 2-0. As he's got to deal with the runner at third and Joe Johnson. Everything's still all good. 0-2 out here. Dan Miller getting ready. Comes set with his pitch. And that strike 3 call. Ball did get away from Cole, but Cole will simply tag him. How are you? Good. Thus concludes the first inning with the good guys down 1-0. With Dobbs is kicking off the top half of the second. He's the third baseman, of course. So each pitcher, one strikeout apiece. No runs, one hit for us. One run, no hits for Medina. Kind of odd how that works. So, anyways, it's Dobbs, Gerd, and Parker leading off for the good guys in the top half of inning number 2 out here in WHBW. Be sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, bell icon on these videos. You got to know next time we go live, which will hopefully be Tuesday, whether it's Hornet baseball or Hornet boys lacrosse. I intend to do both. We're taking on Massillon Perry in baseball, and in boys lacrosse, we're taking on Walsh Jesuit with a spot in the regional finals on the line. Wow. It's never happened before in the history of Hornet boys lacrosse, but Mr. Nate Howard has done a phenomenal job with the team. Beat CVCA pretty handily. Then a big upset over Copley. And then another big upset over Avon Lake. This one's going to be the toughest one of them all, Walsh Jesuit. Of course, Andrew Spicer was voted Assistant Coach of the Year for the Suburban League. So kudos and congrats to him. So next, leading off the top half of inning number 2. Soltero out on the mound for Medina once more. His first pitch. That's low, 1-0. And I can't believe the school year's winding down, folks, but for these athletics, for Highland Athletics, it's just warming up. Bounce, foul, and back. No complaints about the baseball team this year. And 16-3, one tie, of course. That was a donut game against Wadsworth. So here comes your 1-ball, 1-strike pitch. Dobbs is going to take, and he misses it. Soltero. Abraham Soltero. He's a right-hander out there standing tall as there's a ball upstairs. And it's skirt on deck as Dobbs trying to get on base out here. 3-1. He's in the driver's seat, to say the least. Soltero gets Nick to swing and miss. We're talking a full count here with ain't nobody out. Top half of inning number 2, far from panic time yet. Payoff is a swing, and it is a miss. So much for getting that walk, but everything's still all good. There is one out, however. Lucas Girding's up. One Highland receiver to another Highland receiver out here. And we were supposed to play Avon back on Wednesday in baseball. That game wound up being rained out. This one has not been thus far, as that one is going to dance away from the catcher, Wookter. 1 ball, no strikes. Parker on it. Ain't no ball boys in high school baseball or really college baseball as far as I'm aware. Ain't like the minors or the majors, at least. There's a weak roller to short. Luke might outweigh that. Here's the throw down to first. It's, nasty hit. Nasty hit. Luke's going to be on at first. What's the call? As hopefully everybody's okay. Not the first time that's happened this year with Luke Girding running into the first baseman. As you remember at Barberton, he collided with the first baseman. Again, I don't think there was any intent on that. The throw was errant. And they will rule it a hit, by the way. As Parker Janikis comes up to bat. Good infield hit, and I would agree with that ruling. There was no way they were going to get Gert on that. At least Lance Morgan wasn't. Nice try, though. So Soltero gives up his second hit of the day. Parker is up. Luke at first. Parker wisely lays off. It's high in it. Yeah, at least there is that. Yeah, hopefully it stays that way. 1-0. Parker launches one out to deep left field, and that ball is going to be dropped. Putting 2 on with 1 out, but holding at second is Luke Girding, mainly doing part because he was halfway there, unsure if that ball was going to be caught or whatnot. Obviously, he had to do that. As Cole Fernandez, the BW commit, comes up, they will rule that an error. He's not the only BW commit for the Hornets. Cooper Richnevsky, who we might see out here today, also a Yellow Jacket commit. Never have enough. So that's what Brian Harrison would tell you. E7 on that play. He's looking at second and Luke. Parker at first. Well hit by Parker, too. Surprised he didn't call that a hit. Oh, boy. Almost took someone's head off over there on the third base side. Umpire says, I got it. Sir. 2 on, 1 out. Cole Fernandez, the catcher. Doing his job out here, hopefully. Corners down the lines out here as the 0-1 coming up in a second from Soltero is a strike. That was pure heat if I ever saw some myself. And so it's 0-2 with 1 out. Liam Zornsky waiting patiently on deck unless there's, of course, the double play. 0-2 as Soltero getting ready out here. The pitch coming up in a second. Cole's going to roll one a second. This looks tailor-made. To throw down second for 1. No throw down to first. He hit too softly. So at least he didn't take 2 with him as Liam Zelensky, speaking of 2, comes up to bat. There's Girding at third, Fernandez at first, and 2 men gone. On a cloudy Friday afternoon in our last video live stream of the 2025-26 school year. Don't worry, there's still more live streams where this came from, hopefully. First pitch, upstairs. Liam filling in for Colton today at center field. So there is that. Third baseman somewhat playing in out there. Got a man at third. Of course, you don't want to squander that as a pickoff attempt down to Figueroa. Won't get him. Billy Jackson, the third baseman, will lead off for the Bees in the bottom half of the second inning, by the way. As it's 1-0. Liam trying to get on base. Ooh, false alarms. That one's fouled. Oh, boy. That thing was high up in the air. That one could have got me in the noggin had it gone the other way. Hit on a line. Good thing it didn't hit me. Yeah, you can't keep foul balls in high school, though. Got to give it back to the umpires because they're on a limit. It's kind of pointless to bring a glove to the game in that case. 1-2, Cole's off, and he will take second without a throw. No slide either. So that breaks up the force out at second as Anthony DePompa is up. Anthony DePompa would be next, rather. 2-2, 2 on, 2 out, top of inning number 2, and it becomes a full count as Liam wisely lays off. There's a look at Anthony at the bottom of your screen right there, walking back. We'll have to have a bases loaded shot out here for Anthony DePompa to do his thing, perhaps. Full count payoff. Ooh, Liam down swinging. So there won't be a bases loaded situation. There will simply be another scoreless inning for Soltero. Gave up a hit, gave up an error by the left fielder, but otherwise doing fine aside from the Grady Gibb hit and the Luke Girding infield hit. Again, it's Billy Jackson, Ethan Torek, and Maximus Lewis leading off for Medina in the top half of, or bottom half of inning number 2, rather. Bottom half of inning number 2. Dan Miller did not give up a hit, but he did give up a run in the bottom half of the first inning. One of the top of the order up when we hit the top of the third. Nobody's on the mound yet because Cole Fernandez had to get his equipment on. So Dan Miller will be practicing with Logan Spade instead. So there's a good look at Dan Miller firing a pitch right there. Again, don't expect to see Dan out here for long. Talking to Reed Oney, he's coming in on relief today, is what he said. Again, you don't have that much to lose today. Be fair, you got really nothing to prepare for. Tuesday, Logan's calling the game, by the way. I'll be calling the game too. We are looking forward to it. Logan's got a good YouTube channel, as you know by now. But as I was saying, hopefully there will be some boys with cross to follow on that Tuesday. Woo-wee. Won't be the easiest task in the history of mankind to beat Walsh Jesuit. And speaking of Walsh Jesuit, there are 91 days, otherwise known as 13 weeks, so we can say it's football time against the Walsh Jesuit Warriors. Oh, you gods, that will not be easy, but the reward will be huge. First pitch coming up here. Billy Jackson takes inside. And yes, I am getting my soundboard ready for that game. And every home game this year for football. 1-0's a strike, 1-1. On my computer, yes. Bunch of good songs. You'll like it in 13 weeks. 1-1 is a strike, 1-2. The goal is for it to be a living nightmare for the opponents. And base hit left field, their first of the afternoon. It's by Billy Jackson. Ethan Torek, the second baseman, comes up. Man, oh man. That might be the biggest game in the state of Ohio, ladies and gentlemen. You think so? I assume you'll be there. Good. So we need all hands on deck, to say the least. August 21st, I believe, Friday. Our house. That's what, yeah, we're hosting Waltz this year. Neither can I. Really? They got a freshman quarterback. I don't know if you heard this or whatnot. His dad is former Browns tight end Aaron Shea. Kinsley Shea's the quarterback for Walsh. He's going to be an incoming freshman, I believe, Kinsley. But here, 0-2. What were you saying? Oh, either that or he's going to be a sophomore. But regardless, Kinsley's dad played for the Browns. He also played with Tom Brady in college. 0-2. Yep, that's right, Michigan. As there's a swing and a miss for out number 1. Up there were teammates at Michigan. Maximus Lewis is up, the designated hitter. I don't know if he's going to be starting for Walsh this year or whatnot. Yep. That's right. He's a second-generation player, after all. Don't know where Aaron went to high school at. It's 1-0. Dan going to let it go here as this pitch is well inside 2-0. Oh, you have you heard the name Kinsley Shea before? Or? Oh, but his dad played football for the Browns. I played as him in Madden back then because I played classic Madden. Tua was whipped at 2-1. He was a fullback or a tight end. Extinct. Exactly. I don't like that. You ever heard this dude named Mike Allstott? You're in good hands with Allstott, is what Chris Berman liked to call him. So 1 here. Becomes 2-2. Good pitch. Down with 2 strikeouts thus far today. He'd want to get his third right here. Would be against Maximus Lewis as Kenny Kostelnik waits patiently on deck. That is, lest we get a double play ball. Pickoff attempt, and Grady can't get the tag in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, number 27, Maximus Lewis. Bounces, the runner's dancing down St. Cole, guns one down. He is. Ooh, he just got in there as Anthony had to leap up to get it and then had to get down to tag him. Oh, well, full count. Again, Kostelnik waiting patiently on deck. He's the right fielder for Medina. 3-2 with 1 out here in the bottom half of inning number 2. Denying the runner at second. Here's their payoff, and it is just a little off target. I think it was a little low. Regardless, it is the, what now? 3rd walk surrendered by Dan Miller today. He's given up more walks than strikeouts. Everything's still all good as Kaden Kostelnik is up for Medina. 4-1 out. Grady anticipating the bunt. He's really playing in for the number 9 hitter, who watches for a strike on 1. Not at all. The Clouds do not look good at all. I'd have to agree with you on that. It was raining at the beginning of the ball game as the 0-1 here is smashed out to right. That's going to cash in a run. Base hit. Runner down to 3rd. Meanwhile, Casey guns it to the cutoff, over the cutoff Gibbs' head. And Medina's got themselves a 2-0 advantage. Good hitting there as Billy Jackson scores. Kenny Kostelnik was ready to hit one over the head of Grady Gibb, and he did just that. Brian Wuchter's up for Medina with men at the corners here. Would not be surprised if the right fielder Kostelnik, who bats 9th, dares to go to 2nd. As Dan might be in trouble with snowballing this ball game. Whipping Wuchter 0-1. He hit a ball off the white tower, I ought to say, in the top half of the, or bottom half of the first, and then proceeded to walk afterwards. Then score. Oh boy, almost offline. As I see Redoni cooking over there, he's making his way to get something going, at least stretch. I'm not gonna see Dan that long today. 0-1, 0-2. Yeah, but the weather ain't looking like summer. Yeah, pretty much typical Ohio. 0-2, gonna ride the pitch. Dan got him swinging. That's 3 strikeouts now for Mr. Miller. As Lance Morgan comes up to bat, he also walked earlier today. So it's been 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 outs, 2 other outs, and 2 hits thus far for the Bees at the bat. Pickoff attempt. He gets his jersey dirty. He don't mind it because he's safe. At the top of the order once again, the top half of the third. That's the good thing about this, as it is a 2-0 affair in favor of the Bees. 0-1 Dan throwing the heat. Always a worrisome game when you're down 2 to a school like Medina. They got 4 losses. They're ranked number 25 in the state according to Max Preps. We are 49. 0-1. Oh, he's going down a second. What's this? A throw down a second. It was more like a lom down a second as nobody was home. So I think that'll set down the outfield. We'll probably make it 4-0. Lance Morgan. He's the batter for Medina. He's in the white and yellow. We are in the black. I'm pretty sure you probably could figure that out. Yeah, that's what you'd expect out of a game in high school baseball. Just friendly chatter is all it is. And those dugouts are mighty close towards each other. Not that much of a backstop either. No padding as well in the backstop. I think we have padding in it. Yeah, we do have padding. Never mind. 1-2, the pitch. Ooh, he almost went, but I don't think he did. 2-2. Yep, 2-2, 2 out, 2 on, 2-0. Bottom half of inning number 2. Twos are running wild. Lance Morgan, the batter here. And he wisely lays off. It's a full count. Joe Johnson waiting patiently on deck. He would be next. You know, and he's just pacing around on the right field side. Full count here, 2 out. Dan with a step off the mound. Again, anything that'll drop in the outfield is more than likely making it 4-0 in favor of the Bees. Full count payoff. It's a bouncer to short. Anthony on it. The throw down to Gibb is offline. I don't know if he got him. He didn't. That, my friends, is probably going to be ruled an error on Anthony as the throw is offline. Nope, it's a hit. I stand corrected. Scorekeeper feeling generous, I suppose. It's Joe Johnson with the advantage. A lefty on righty. One at the corners here, 2 out. Johnson watches strike 1. So 2 runs cashed in the bottom half of inning number 2. 2 on and 2 out. And the Bees up 3. 0-1 coming up here. Run goes. There's a swing and a foul ball back. Retreating Lance Morgan. Well, this is not really the most ideal start for the Black and Green Brigade, but still, you got plenty of baseball left. At least 5 innings, maybe 3 innings if we can score 13 runs. One of them is 0 from here on out. Joe Johnson down swinging. 4 strikeouts for Dan. Got to be kicking himself, though, after that tough second inning. Anthony DePompe and Casey Miser and Grady Gibb. That's who's leading off in the top half of the third inning. As you see, some girls lacrosse action. I don't know if Medina's still alive in high school girls lacrosse. I know we're done for with a loss to Worcester earlier this year. Yep. Yeah, how are you today? Good. Not earlier today, but earlier this week, I think. Not earlier today, it was earlier this week. I stand corrected. Yep. Hornets lost to the Generals down in Worcester for some high school girls lacrosse. It was still a fine season. You can't say it wasn't a fine season. Oh, yep. Every live stream from here on out up until the soccer or volleyball or maybe tennis and of course football. It's going to be audio from here on out up until the fall season, as it's postseason time following this. Anthony DePompe leads off for the good guys. He is 0 for 1 with a what now? Bounce out to his own position at short. So Medina ahead 3-zip. As the top half of the third inning is about to begin, ladies and gentlemen. What'd he do? Oh, yeah. There are 13 seniors on this team. Oh, 1 to Anthony. He's a junior, though. And he's down 0-2. Anthony's a junior. He's one of the 4 non-seniors on this team. Logan Spate, Jake Weber, and Colton Winston are the others. 1-2. Yeah. Well, Coach Grissom, he's going to find a way to find good replacements and get the best out of those guys. 1-2 to Anthony. Down swinging. Of course, Mr. Grissom has won over 200 games at Highland now. His 200th win was at Copley High School. As Casey Miser comes up to bat, he popped out to third last time. Again, had 95 career hits. Ball 1. Soltero is still on the mound, by the way, folks. Nina doing a good job about holding us silent thus far. We do have 2 hits, though. 1-0, 2-0 upstairs. Of course, we did get no hit earlier this year to Chase Clifford at Revere. He's going to be pitching for Ball and Walsh next year. So, again, the only good thing I can say about that. 2-0, Soltero fires inside to the future Ohio Bobcat. It's 3-0. Speaking of future Ohio Bobcats, Grady Gibb on deck. Won't be playing anything, though, unfortunately. Yep. As that's ball 4. Take your base. Casey will easily trot down to first. And here's the guy with one of our 2 hits today, Grady Gibb. It's back-to-back-to-back seniors, at least. Again, everybody on this team in the lineup is a senior minus Anthony. That's 8 straight seniors, my friends. Casey dives back. We just almost did a tumble out there. As Grady, the first baseman, comes up with 1 man on and 1 man out. Oh, boy, it's upstairs. That's good. 1-0. Unless there's a double play, Dan Miller would be on deck. Yep, that's right. 1 ball, no strikes. Case not going. There's a sharply hit ball. Speak of the devil. 1 there, 2 there. So a 1-out walk won't be anything for us. At the top of the order wouldn't be anything for us. 3 shutout now for Abraham Soltero. He's got 4, 5, 6 to up the Bees. Luca Pagura, River Bloomquist, and Billy Jackson. They had really 7 guys come up to bat. Did they have 7 guys come up to bat that inning? 2 in, 2 on, 2 out, yeah, or 3 out, yeah. Yep. And to my surprise, Dan Miller staying out there on the mound. You feel like he's got another inning perhaps left in the tank. Remember, folks, Dan's not going the distance today. Reed Oney over there, he'll be checking in a minute. Hopefully it'll be a silent inning for Dan because he has yet to have a shutout inning thus far. He's given up 1 in the first, 2 in the second. No, it's only been 2 innings, but still. You leaving? You enjoyed the game? Yep. Anyways, been a little bit tough sledding for us today. 3-0 to a Division I school. At least we won't have to deal with them in the postseason. But we will have to deal with Lakewood if we get past Walsh Jesuit in the regional semifinals. And may I say, Lakewood is undefeated in high school baseball. They are having a big season, the Rangers. Warriors not doing shabby either, but we did beat them 2-0. Luca Pagura's up. And more fires up. Softball season also came to an end in frustrating fashion. 11-10 loss to Westlake. I mean, good season. High bouncer, 1-hop this time. Anthony down to give. It's offline. It's be another bad inning. I don't know. I assume that'll be an error on Anthony. And I assume correctly. Coach Grissom, not a happy man about that. River Bloomquist is up. So Figueroa, after having a sac fly in the bottom half of the first, gets on via the error on Anthony. Second bad throw by Anthony today. Except unlike the last one, which was ruled a hit, this one was ruled an error. And picking up here as that one's inside 1-0. Wind is pushing in today. As you can tell by the American flag right there. Bloomquist waiting on 1 ball, no strikes. He's going to hit one high in the air. First base side. Does Grady have a play on it? He's dancing, dancing, dancing. He does not have a play on it. One ball, one strike to River Bloomquist. In the bottom half of inning number 3 with Medina ahead 3-zip. There's Pagura at first. Pagura's thinking about going down second. High pitch, throw down second. He's safe. Ooh, that was a good throw, too. Right on line, right to Parker, but not in time. I mean, that thing was thrown hard, too. I'll tell you that. Thing is, when we were playing Medina at Kent State, we were the designated home team. This time we are on the road at Medina High School. 2-1 to River, 3-1 to River. Billy Jackson waiting patiently on deck. These things don't look good. I assume Reed's going to check in soon. 3-1 pitch. 3-2, good pitch right there by Dan Miller. As frustrating as his day's been, he does have 4 strikeouts, so you got to give him credit where credit's due. Bloomquist waiting out here in a full count. Dan Miller with a runner at second. As that thing's fouled, heads up. That's going back. It's Pagura at second. He reached on an error. Things aren't going too well for us thus far in this bottom half of the third. Really, this whole game. Payoff coming up here. And he spoils it foul. Now, when I was at the BW game against Messiah earlier today, they were spoiling off 2 strike foul balls. I'm hearing the Messiah Falcons baseball team singing some Pearl Jam. I'm still alive. I would sing it, but I got no singing talent. Struck him out. 1 gone. Billy Jackson comes up with a hit and a run scored earlier today. Yeah, they were singing "I'm Still Alive." I think the song's really called "Alive," but they're still singing Pearl Jam nonetheless. I thought that was pretty darn funny. Dan Miller, I think, has reached his limit today. He struck out 5. He gave up 3 runs, however. Reed Oney's going to check in for the good guys. An ovation, a round of applause for Dan Miller. Well, if you're going to have an outing that's not on your best, but not your worst, best to do it now than at the playoffs. And the playoffs. Besides, Dan Miller's a good pitcher. He's a good kid. I still have faith in him. He is a mighty good pitcher. And I love Dan Miller. He's also a good hitter. He'll be leading off the top half of inning number 4 for the good guys. A team that has just a measly 2 hits today. Reed Oney is now on the mound. Obviously, pitch count was a factor today. Because once again, this is a meaningless game. This is a completely meaningless game. The season is basically over when it comes to the regular season. The postseason is still looming next week. So it's not over yet. But still, you got to be prepared. All hands on deck. This is really just a day of conditioning for the Black and Green Brigade pitching staff, as Billy Jackson will be the first batter to greet Reed Oney. No, I'm cooling Winston either, so there is that. Runner is at second as Coach Jay Grissom walks towards the dugout, telling the home plate umpire what he's doing out there. Yes, sirree. 3-0. Medina leads, however. Won't be surprised if Cooper eventually checks in and Josh Butcher checks in. Ration your pitchers out here today in a meaningless regular season game. With the rankings out and the brackets out, and it's not being a conference game. It will be next year, of course. Sharply hit the third. Good play, Dobbs. He's got to throw down, and 2 gone. Here comes Gibb, not throwing down at third. As Luca Pagura takes third on that. Ethan Torrick's up. Torrick, anything that drops in the outfield, we're talking 4-0 bees. See what Torrick has in stock. Pagura at third. Found back. Strong would not be earned to Dan Miller for their 2 outs, and he reached on an error. Then gave up 3 earned runs today, and not the end of the world. Strike 2. And again, if you're going to have an outing where you're struggling a little bit, I mean, he wasn't bad. He just wasn't, you know what I mean. It's best to do it now than in the postseason. Ooh, Reed almost got him looking, but he didn't. 1-2. Besides, who knows what Dan has in the tank at the plate? He might have something good at the plate. You never know. He's a good hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 3 strikes in the corner. Good pitch there by Reed. So he comes in firing out of the bullpen, gives up a ground out to Nick and a strikeout looking. And for the first time today, Medina did not score this in an inning. Hard to believe, I know. We got a 4-man rotation, as you know, and all 4 men can burn you. Don't really catch a break with Dan Miller Don't catch a break with Ridoni. Don't catch a break with Cooper Ichnowski, and you definitely don't catch a break with Josh Butcher. How are you? Oh, not much. Still got 4 innings left in the tank, perhaps. Dan's leading off, trying to get something going for the good guys, as that was pretty darn quick. Dan, Dobbs, and Gerd. So that's who's leading off in the top half of the 4th. Silly day out here. We're trying not to go to 16-4. Again, despite this being a meaningless regular season game. Dan Miller is the batter. Dan Miller right to Coach Grissom. Good play by Mr. Grissom. Thing is, he's not playing. He's the coach. Caught that, or he bounced, or he caught it off a hop with his bare hand. That ain't easy. Dan's going to lift one in left center field. This ball is going to be caught, however, by the left fielder. They have 2 eights out there. I think it's Joe Johnson at left. I think it is Joe Johnson out left. So Soltero gives up and out. It's all good for him, though, because it was an out as he fires strike 1 to Dobbs. Nick Dubkowski, the third baseman for the good guys. Getting ready here, the 0-1. He's going to reach out and bounce one right back to Soltero. He lobs it down, 2 gone. And takes good reflexes. Yes, Joe Johnson is, by the way, the left fielder. Got out is what you probably meant, because we only played 1 game with Medina this year. Well, really a game and a half. Well, Goering does have a hit today. It was an infield hit. Took out the first baseman, Pagura, as well. Off speed and high and away. 1 out. Except the Cavs blew that game. Luke Girding got drilled. He looks to be all right. Parker Janicus comes up to bat. I doubt there's any intent on that. Up a little bit, at least out there in the left center field. At least the clouds are parting. So here's Parker, flew out to left, flew out to Johnson last time, as Luke is going to have to retreat to first. 2 hits for the Hornets, 3 for the Bees, 3 runs for the Hornets, 0 for the Bees, and 1 error apiece. Three, 1, 0, 2, 1. Nothing and 1 to count. There's 2 outs. Ridoni will likely return to the mound for the good guys, as the 0-1 here is sharply ruled to short. Not going to be an easy play. Morgan's throw is in time. 4 shutout now for Abraham Soltero, as he's really been difficult to get anything cooking against. Write that thing on your sheet. No, you're good. Thank you. I think I can remember it. Thank you. So we're halfway home in this, baby. 3-0 Medina. Ridoni back on the mound to nobody's surprise, as it will be Maximus Lewis, Caden Kostilnik, and Brian Wuchter leading off in the bottom half of the 3rd. That's 8, 9, and 1. Yes, sirree. I see Josh Butcher and looks like Dan Miller practicing out there on the first base side. Josh Butcher may be checking in, perhaps. Dan, yep, Dan, a typically tough pitcher, and he is always doing a good job. But he might be tagged with a loss. Reed has a loss this year. That was to Revere. Cooper with a loss to Talmadge. Josh with a loss to Brunswick. Dan would get a loss to Medina if the score holds. At least we're not that far away today. Yeah, each pitcher would have one loss apiece if everything holds out here in Medina. That's pretty impressive because one loss apiece isn't bad. Not just 4 losses this year. This would be our 4th loss of the season if the bats don't wake up. Our 2nd non-conference loss this year. We did win the American Conference, as you folks know. It was the 3rd time in the last 4 years. They have 8-9-1 due up in the bottom half of the 4th, just like how we'll have 8-9-1 due up in the top half of the 5th. Miss Lewis is up, whiffing 0-1. Up, it is raining indeed. Not the end of the world, not bad, not unbearable, of course. 0-1, upstairs. You're good. I've ripped out the weather numerous times. 1 ball, 1 strike. His sticks is what they like to call Reed. Gets him to foul it back. Maximus Lewis. Danny Kostelnik is on deck. Gets the ball. The clock too. Getting ready here. The 1 ball, 2 strike offering is swung on and missed that. Gone. 2 strikeouts now for Mr. Oni. They've struck out 7 times today. And as good as Medina's been at the bats, they only have 1 inning where they've got a hit. They did get 3 of them that inning. They have struck out 7 times. Pitching is definitely doing its thing today. And again, I know I said Dan didn't look like his best out there, but he did not look like his worst. He still did a good job. You see what I'm saying, folks? I hope you do. On Arctic is Stilnick, and he's going to single and all after their 4th hit of the afternoon. He's going to take a long jog back to first. Ryan Wechter. Nick Dubkowski preparing for a bunt, perhaps. He's on the infield grass. Wechter watches strike 1. It's 0-1. Good pitch there by Reed. As much as Reed will obviously get a strikeout, I'm pretty sure he'd rather give up a ground ball to Parker or Anthony. That would initiate a double play chance. I would assume Soltero's going to be back out there in the 5th inning with his Bees up 3-0. Whoa, 2-1. Just get the ground ball. That's all you need right here. Preferably to Anthony or Parker. Reed wouldn't hurt either. Tries to get tries to get him at Grady Gibbs' way, but is still next safe. Right, 2 taken. Not pretty much. So it will be Cole Fernandez, Liam Zielinski, and Anthony DePompe leading off the top half of the fifth inning for us. 2-2 to Brian Wuchter, with Lance Morgan waiting patiently on deck. 2-2 home, run goes, and that ball is going to dance away from Cole, breaking up the double play. Oh, that's something you don't like to see, folks. Nope, not at all. 3-0 with Lance Morgan waiting patiently on deck. Full count, 1 out. Reed gonna stay calm. He doesn't stay calm. He just walked Wuchter. Second time today he's reached on a walk. All Reed's got to do is take a deep breath out there and empty his mind and act like there's nobody on. Lance Morgan, the shortstop, is up. Made a good play to end the top half of the fourth inning. 2 on, 1 out. Rinoni misses low and away. Yep, that's 100% right. Worst weather with the best sports. As it's 1-0. Reed eyeing third, second. Parker playing behind the bag. And Reed gun strike one. Boy, did he need that. Joe Johnson on deck. Of course, that is unless there's a double play. 1-1, 1 out. Number 11. Fire strike two, making it 1-2. One, two here. And ready again is Reed. He will let it go right now. Right to third. Nick's going to run to the bag or just simply tag him out. Good job to stall time there by Kostelnik to prevent double play. Even so, I don't think Nick was going to get another batter out or going to get another runner out. So Joe Johnson, he's going to smash one out at deep left center. Nobody's going to get that. Leslie Kearney has something to say. He does not have anything to say about it. That's a 2-run double. This game's been busted wide open. Says 6-0. It should say, yep, 5-0. There we go. Joe Johnson really killed that ball. Luca Peguera's up. We're halfway to a mercy rule, folks. Man, did Johnson hit that ball hard or what? He's going to third. Throw down. He's out. Good throw by Cole Fernandez, thus ending the fourth inning. But Joe Johnson, despite being thrown out at third, did cash in 2 runs on a double. Well, I would say things have gone better in the past because, well, things have gone better in the past. 3 innings left in this ballgame. It is 5-0 in favor of the Medina Bees. As you see, some stretching, practicing. Don't know what's this all about. They got one jumbotron right there. It's a tiny one. And they got another jumbotron right there. It's a big one. That's pretty cool. If I were to say so myself. So look at that. Abraham Soltero returns to the mound. Cole, William, and Anthony lead off the top half of the fifth inning with the good guys needing to get something cooking relatively soon. Nope. But again, not the end of the world. Best to get your bad game out now than have your bad game in the playoffs. Oh, man, this will be our second loss this week if the score holds. It's Brunswick on senior day, but then again, on senior day, of course. Don't see too much winning on senior day when you got a golly ton of seniors. As there's one shot out to left for a base hit. Good hitting by Cole Fernandez. Our third hit of the day as the future BW catcher gets on base. Liam Zelensky up. Would not be surprised if he dares to bunt. I think the third baseman, Billy Jackson, preparing for one, too. He's playing somewhat in. I tried bunting one down the first base side if I'm Lamb. That's just me speaking. Yep, he does bunt and he lays off. That thing was well upstairs, 1-0. Anthony DePompa waiting patiently on deck. Now the third baseman, Billy Jackson, really playing in. I would love to do something out here to throw down first. Ain't gonna get Cole. He dives back in safely. One ball, no strikes. Getting ready again is Soltero. Another bunt, another ball, another throw down at first. 2-0. It was 5-1 when the game got suspended at Kent State in favor of Medina. Yep. 2 balls, no strikes. Liam still waiting to bunt, I would assume. On another dive back in a first for Cole. Soltero just trying to get him out in any way, shape, or form. 2-0. Liam going to try bunt again, and he takes 2-1. It was a strike indeed. Terrell having himself a dandy thus far. Just 3 hits, 4 shutout. So here we go again. Abraham ready, and Liam shows bunt, and he bunts one back. So he's got abandoned the bunt attempt with 2 strikes. It would be not the most intelligent idea to bunt with 2 strikes, considering the fact that, of course, if it goes foul, you're out. Yep. Tuesday against Massillon Perry. Thursday against Massillon Washington. That's only if we beat Massillon Perry. And the game against the Tigers, it may not be the Tigers. It could be the Solon Comets or North Olmsted Eagles. Talking Cooper at BW today. He said he won't be surprised. Strike 3. Cole takes second, however, breaking up the double play. Backwards K there for Soltero. He told me that Solon's a pretty darn good team. As Anthony DePompa back to the top of the order for the 3rd time today for the Black and Green Brigade. Down in a 5-run hole. That's right, deep hole indeed to get out of. Anthony West, he want to make it 5-2 on that swing and a miss. Anthony has indeed, with some pop in his bat, he does have a home run this season. And that was at North Royalton that put the game out of reach. We just need a base runner. That's all we need. Only one with Cole at second. He stole second. Pitch. He's still trying to make a big hit out here, but he got a foul piece. 0-2. On deck is Casey, but he may come on with 2 outs. It looks like a certain possibility, ladies and gentlemen. 0-2 as Soltero getting ready. He's eyeing Cole at second. The second baseman, Torek, playing close to the bag, and now the 0-2. Anthony fouls it back. All right, there we go. Anthony's still keeping himself alive out there. And again, I can still hear the Messiah baseball team singing Pearl Jam right now, as they were earlier today at BW. For Highland, yes. 0-2. Anthony waiting. I was at the BW game because I'm a BW alum. At second, pitch. Oh, that was a good pitch. Anthony just straight up frozen. So now it's Casey Miser. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk. So with our 3 hits today, Gibb, Gerd, and Cole. Casey just needs to play the good old game of getting on base. Oh, no, don't hit a home run. No, it won't do us any justice. 1-0. Upstairs. Can't play hero at all because you just need base runners out here. We're capable of 2-out rallies once again, folks. But still. Oh, no strikes, 2 outs. Soltero doing a good job today. Cole thought about going down third, but he will retreat. That pitch almost drilled Casey in the foot. The front foot, which would be the right foot. Gibb on deck. It could be next. 2-0. BW? Yep, that's why I picked it, close to home. And it's got a good media production stuff. And it's not a big campus. Who? I thought he was playing for OU baseball. 3-0 coming up here. Casey Miser waiting. Takes strike 1, so he's going to have to do something, perhaps. It's 3-1, though. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, if we lose, not the end of the world, because, again, meaningless game. I keep on harping at, but I'm not wrong. Cole at second. 2 out. Gibb would be next. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cole, no one close to second. He's going to stay at second because Casey walked. Second time he's walked today. Now, Grady Gibb, who does have a single back over the middle. That was way back in the first inning. Comes up to bat. Come on, Gibby's right. As Coach Grissom cheering him on. 5-0, however. Medina on top. Dancing is Cole. Dancing back is Cole. Gibb takes 1 out. They do have someone cooking in the bullpen out here. And he might be buying some time for said reliever. Wouldn't be surprised if he is. Looks like that would be number 29, which would be Brody Robinson. Whoa, boy, what happened there? I don't know. But good thing my gimbal's still going good. Knock on wood. Brody Robinson is a junior, but he's not out there yet. It's still Abraham Soltero. Wouldn't be surprised if Soltero's on a short leash as well, mainly due in part that it is the last game of the regular season. They have Cleveland Heights in the playoffs. First round. I believe that's also district semifinals. Coming up here, Grady. This one high in the air. Shallow short. Easy play. 3 gone. Lance Morgan catches it as it's a waste of an opportunity. We will have 4, 5, 6, 2 up in the Top half of the sixth inning. I don't know if Reed's returning or whatnot. Yes, he is returning. And speaking of 4, 5, 6, Pagura, Bloomquist, Jackson lead off for the Bees. Not been a fun day. There's only been one inning today where Medina did not score. That was the third inning, ladies and gentlemen. This is not what you like to see. If Medina explodes for 5 runs this inning, the game's over. That's simple. They could mercy us quite easily, ladies and gentlemen. Neither would I. Nope. Despite that cool leadoff single, nothing happened. It's bound to drive Mr. J. Grissom nuts. Which Mr. Grissom's the type of coach you definitely want to play for. Got a lot of wins under his belt, got a lot of college baseball players he's had, and has had a whole bunch of success and has done a mighty good job and loves Highland athletics. No, he didn't go to Highland. He went to Norton. Oh, you knew that? Okay, good. Yeah, he knew of my grandfather, who was a principal at a Norton elementary school, but he didn't go to that elementary school. He went elsewhere, or he went to another Norton elementary school. But he knew of my grandfather's name, and they did meet a few years ago, which I think is pretty cool. He does know how to teach talent. Luca Pagura, who was up in the bottom half of the fourth inning before Joe Johnson decided to steal third and get called out on that. Pagura watches ball one upstairs, I believe. I don't know. Padres are giving them a run for their money right now in the NL West. Ooh, that one dances or causes Pagura to dance, rather, 2-0. Nobody in the bullpen for us. Not even Cooper, not even Josh. They're right there in the dugout. 2-0 pitch. Pagura rolls one to Anthony at short, charging in, throw on the run is on the money. Lost his hand in the process, but it's all right. River Bloomquist is up for Medina. Only been 5 hits for the Bees, but a fair amount of walks. 1 error apiece. Bloomquist, did he get hit? No. 1-0. Going all the way back, and the home plate umpire says, you know what, I'll get it. Ken Medina 5, Hornets 0. Bottom half of inning number 5. 5 runs will win it for Medina. Foul ball, first base side. That thing was hit hard. Good thing that thing went foul. So it's River Bloomquist, the batter. Well, my brother's going to be marching in Granger Parade as that one's inside too. What are you up to Memorial Day then? Where you live? Oh, I live in Hinckley. 201. 3. Yep, I graduated 40 years ago. Feels like an eternity ago. Billy Jackson comes up to bat with 1 on and 1 out. It's not looking that good for us. It's cool. Fernandez trying to give Reed a pep talk to Billy Jackson. In 2022. I've been doing this YouTube channel since my sophomore year at Highland. What? I did, yeah. BW. Strike one taken, by the way. Graduated back in December. Yeah. It was a snowstorm when we graduated. High in the air out to shallow left. Who's going to get that? Luke Girding's going to get that. Two gone. Anthony again loses his hat. Ethan Torek is up. No, not Ethan Torek. Cooper Scotch. Cooper Scotch, I think. Excuse me if I mispronounced it, folks. Josh swings and misses. Nothing on. You have a good one. Wait, you're leaving this bleachers? These bleachers? Oh, you have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the game. Yeah, you too. Oh, you know I will, even if we lose. Nothing on here. Radoni watches that pitch. Dance Pascal Fernandez breaking up the runner at second. Breaking up the runner first, or force out at second. Because the runner made it down an extra 90. Cooper Scotch up. It gets shook now that they're saying it. So apologies on my end. 1-1 shook. Foul tips are in the mitt. 1-2. Cooper Shook is his name. So apologies once again. Reed looking to get out of this. 1-2. Can't get out of it. It's upstairs. Rain's starting to come on down like it's the next contestant of The Price is Right or something. It's just a light rain, though. Not the end of the game yet. As that one strike three called. Good pitch by Mr. Oni. As it will be 4, 5, and 6 to up for the good guys in the top half of inning number 6. Yep. Yep. Dan Miller, Nick Dubkowski, Luke Girding. That's who leads off for us in the top half of inning number 6 with the Bees having their way. They really are having themselves a good day today. Courtesy of Abraham Soltero. Soltero 3 hits through 5 innings. I don't really strike out that many dudes, but has been pretty darn tough to solve. That's not what I like to see, folks. We're up top, Ken Duke Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. When is it? September 25th, I believe, is when we're coming here. Is it? No, October 1st. Because it's North Royalton, or either 18th or the 1st. Excuse me. Regardless, we're playing here next year for some high school football, and this place is going to be pretty darn packed. I was like, that's rugby practice over there. Home plate umpire, you guessed it, dusting off home plate. Dan Miller, he's up. Let's go, Dan, is what we're supposed to say. Not let's go, Abe. Soltero with 6 outs left. So he's got himself a win, and they're 21st of the season. He fires strike 1. Again, very difficult to get out there. 5 hits for Medina, 3 for us. Nothing on 1 here. The pitch. Outside 1-1. 4, 5, and 6 again due up for the Black and Green Brigade out here in Medina, Ohio. 1 ball, 1 strike. Soltero ready. Let's it go. That one, Walter can't even get a piece off. Nick flips it to the home plate umpire. 2-1 out here in the top half of inning number 6. Dan hits one way high up in the air. That ball is going to be caught. Ball once more again. Seems like we're getting way underneath the ball today. Way underneath the ball. It's been popped up high in the air. Let me assure you that. Nick Dubkowski's up. 1 man out, or 1 man out, rather. Nobody on. Ball 1-1. You can't play home run at all. You got to play the game of getting on base. Because it's been really hard to do all day. Nick would love to get on base. Let me assure you that. That's foul. Heads up. One ball, 1 strike. Dubs trying to get on base. 1-1 here. Soltero ready. Let's it go. Over the middle, nearly took his head off. Good play by second baseman, throwing down first. He's safe. He's safe. He's safe. Good. That took some speed by Nick Dubkowski. Took some speed as well for Ethan Torek, who had himself a valiant effort right there. But in the end, it's going to be an infield hit for Nick Dubkowski. And Luke Girding comes up. He's also with a hit today. Again, hits have been hard to come by today. So you got to take them any chance you got. Girding launches one out to straight away. No, right center field. This ball's going to be caught, however. 1 pitch for the second out of the inning. Now Parker Janikis' turn to bat. Easy play there by River Bloomquist. Parker just needs to keep this inning alive. That's all he's got to do. Any way, shape, or form. Because it's 5-0 Bees. Wing and a miss. And be Cole Fernandez next if we can get Parker on base. Parker, not a bad hitter, let me tell you that. 0-1 here. Soltero bounces it, but a good stab there by Wookter prevents Nick from going down to second. 1 ball, 1 strike here. 2 outs. It is the top half of the 6th inning. Pitch. On away. 2-1. Again, no Colton Winston today. You never know what can happen. 2-1, meanwhile, here to Parker. It becomes 3-1 to Parker's. Cole is itching to come up here in the top half of the 6th. He'd rather come up in the 6th instead of the top half of the 7th inning. 5-0 Medina. The 3-1 is hit out to left, coming after it. Johnson's going to have to play it on a hump. 5th hit of the ball game for the Hornets. Each school 5 hits apiece. They're going to roll with a new pitcher, perhaps. And Soltero is plunking back to the mound. It looks like there's nobody in the bullpen right now. Cole Fernandez is coming up to bat. So Terrell gonna hit the showers? Yes, he is. But not after a very dominant outing, going 5 2/3 and giving up 0 runs on 5 hits. He is responsible for the runners at first and second, though, so he could perhaps give up some runs, technically. I believe it's Brody Robeson checking in, number 29. Robeson, the junior for Medina. Cole going to be the first batter to greet him is Logan Spade, who is pinch hitting for Liam. Would be next if Cole can get on base. Cole does have a single to his credit today. Nick's at second. And at first base would be none other than the man that just got a hit. And let's think. Not Luke Gurdon, but Parker Janicus. There it is. Brain wasn't working for a second. Was Parker Janicus at first. At second is Nick Dubkowski. Good going. I don't know how I wasn't able to realize that. Cole, just get on base. That's all we need you to do. And Logan Spade can come up and he can get on base. It's got a 2-out rally going. I keep on saying it, but we've mastered the art of 2-out rallies this year. But is this game going to be a rare exception where we have runners on and strand on? As of now, it has been that instance of getting runners on and not being able to capitalize. Full would love to change it. He's got a single and stolen base to his credit. One of the 5 hits today for the Black and Green Brigade. Getting ready here. Cole Fernandez waiting. He's the first batter to greet Robeson, and he's greeted with a strike. Brody Robeson, the right-hander. Trying to get out of this mess, or jam rather, not really a mess. 0-1. It's high and 1-1. Cole's a very patient hitter, let me tell you that. Knows how to get on base. 1-1 here to the catcher, Cole. Behind the runner at second. Behind the runner at second again. The pitch. Cole barely lays that one off. That thing looked very close, but good thing it's a ball, too. Come on, Cole. We need you to get on base. 2-1 here. The pitch coming up in a second as the second baseman retreats. Cole's in a 2-2 count. It's even. That's thank God. Be 9-1-2 if Cole can't get on base in the 7th inning. If we go to the 7th. 2 out. Step off the mat by Brody Robeson. They will have 8-9-1-2 off in the bottom half of the 6th. 2-2 out. Oh, Cole down swing, and he tried to go launch one. Not a good idea to launch one when you're down 5. And another instance of the Hornets getting base runners on, and another instance of the Hornets not being able to do a thing about it. This has not been an ideal ball game. 5-0 Medina leads after 5.5 innings. Yes, I think it's Lewis, Kostelnik, and Wuchter leading off. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. All I know is that we're losing. I do see Maximus Lewis up there. It is 8-9 and 1 due up for the Bees. And Reed Oney will indeed be back on the mound for the good guys. He's given up 2 earned runs today. They came in the 4th inning. Otherwise, been doing fine. Surprised Josh and Cooper have not gone out there today. Josh is right over there, number 20. Don't know where Cooper Richnevsky is. Let me assure you, folks, has not been that much fun for the good guys unless we have a 7th inning for the ages on deck. It's going to be a pretty anticlimactic ball game where we lose. At least 5-0. So be our 4th loss of the season, and each starter will have been tagged with 1 loss this year. Dan Miller would be tagged with this one. Reed Oney against Revere. Cooper Richnevsky against Talmadge. Josh Butcher against Brunswick. So the good news is it's not one pitcher that's sinking up the joint. The bad news is each pitcher has 1 loss apiece. It's still doing a good job this year, everybody. Let me tell you that. Maximus Lewis leads off in the bottom half of inning number 6. He will lead off by watching ball. No action in the bullpen right now. No action at all. He's getting ready again. Here he comes with his pitch. He guns strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reed ready. He lets it go. Ooh, that's foul. Heads up. It's the track. Rolls to about the 20, inside the 20-yard line. We're talking punting. So you have to start at the 17, so not bad. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reed Oney getting ready out here. Pitch coming up, and he did not strike out Lewis. In fact, he almost drilled him. Does have themselves a mighty good season, as have we. There's a 2-2 here. A strike 3 call. 1 goal. Caden Kostelnik is up. Kostelnik singled last time and later came around to score. Goes back in inning number 4. Strike 1. Good pitch by Reed Oney. It's going to be William Zelensky out he's swinging off the top half of the 7th, followed by Anthony DePompa and Casey Miser. Ball 1 blown away. Colton, of course, not here today. Neither is his dad, Todd Winston, an assistant coach for the Highland Hornets, former minor leaguer Todd Winston. 1-1, 1 out. Number 11. Gives up a line shot. Goering not going to have a play on that. Their 6th of the day. Gerd took his time throwing that thing in. Ryan Wichter comes up to bat for Medina. 4th time today, they go back to the top half of the order. Back to top of the order, excuse me. It's Ryan Wichter with a runner on at first and 1 out. Reed gives up a foul ball out to right. 2nd time Wichter's done that today. The other time he hit one off the top of the light tower down the right field line. He's walked twice today, and he's scored twice today. We're waiting. He's going to roll on Anthony. He's only got one play. That's first. The throw down to Gibb is off target, thus putting runners at the corners. And I assume is an E6. Second one on Anthony today. No, they call it a hit. Scorekeeper feeling pretty generous. Ridoni staying out there. Nobody in the bullpen. Lance Morgan's up. Lance Morgan with the runner going down second. It's a strike, and he will simply take second without a throw. Even so, that was probably a good idea. Cole, that's probably a good thing Cole didn't even bother throwing it down to first, or second rather, because you never know what the guy like Kostilnik on at third. Kostilnik at third, Wachter second, one gone. That's going to cash in another run. Anthony to first base, two gone. And it's 6-0 Medina. So Dan and Reed, 3 runs given up apiece today. Not been that much fun, let me tell you that. And Joe Johnson has got himself a 2-run double earlier today. He's not afraid to do it again, i.e. cashing runs. Johnson ready, so it's Reed. Ball one gets away from Cole. So 6-0. Gonna need a lot of love out here in the top half of the 7th if we want to at least tie it. And the odds of that look darn near 0. Johnson cashes in a run. You'd forget about it, indeed. I mean, on its way to the softball field, 1-1. We have to score 2 runs per out. Not easy. You got a very potent offense. 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Very potent offense indeed. I mean, it's not like the bats have been AWOL today. We've had a bunch of base runners, just nothing. Nobody's touched home plate for us. 1-2. Did not get him looking. It's a little outside. Joe Johnson. Luca Paguro would be next. Doesn't help when they have a bunch of left-handed batters, too. And you got righties out there. 2-2 coming up. They just drilled Joe Johnson. That's not what Reed wanted to do. Paguro, one of the 3 straight left-handed batters for the Bees. Paguro can really put it out of reach if it ain't already. He gets on base. And a home run wins that for Medina. Look at Paguro. 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Oh my. He's trying to kill one of his teammates out there with a hit like that. I don't know what they did to him. I don't think they did anything to him. They're his teammates after all. Paguro here with 2 on and 2 out once again in the bottom half of the 6th. The Bees up 6. 0-1. Found back. So now Reed's a strike away from limiting damage. The only innings where Medina did not score today were the 3rd and the 5th. This, my friends, is a very good offense that the Bees provide. They may not be done yet either. Let's hope they are done, though. 0-2, Ridoni. Finishes him off with a comeback or right back to Ridoni. Well, we're going to need a lot of help in the 7th inning, that's for sure. It's going to start off with Liam Zielinski. After Liam Zielinski will be Anthony DePompe. After Anthony DePompe will come Casey Miser. Well, Medina up 6 in the top half of inning number 7 out here in Medina, Ohio. Brody Robeson, I would assume, is coming back on the mound. And sure enough, it is number 29, Robeson. Logan Spade is actually going to be batting. Logan Spade will be batting for the good guys here in the top half of inning number 7, followed by Anthony DePompe, followed by Casey Miser. Things are not looking that good for the good guys, let me tell you that. We've had 3 losses thus far this year. All 3 of those games were very winnable games, but this one just looked like Medina had us from the words, play ball. Again, if you're Mr. Grissom, you can't be all too mad because you're not really in it because the playoffs begin next week. Playoffs do indeed begin next week. That'll be on Tuesday against Massillon Perry. Then Thursday, we take on either Solon, North Olmsted to win that game, or Massillon, Washington, depending on who wins that game. That will be out in Struthers in 6 days from now. I would assume we'd beat Perry. I'd hope we beat Perry. Hogan's kicking off the top half of the 7th inning as Robeson fires low and away. 16-3 on the season, in deep danger going 16-4 on the season. Still a very good record nonetheless. Logan's going to bounce one third base side. Is that fair ball? No, it's a foul ball. Might have been for the bust. Logan may have been cooked out there at first. 1 ball, 1 strike in the top half of the 7th inning. With the win today would be Abraham Soltero. With the loss today would be Dan Miller. It'll be Dan's first loss of the 2026 season. Hard to believe that, but it's not really because he's a good pitcher. That one, good catch by the umpire, making it 2-1. It's not really hard to believe at all. Dan Miller's a really good pitcher. But I'm pretty sure we all know that by now. 9-1-2 again, due up for the good guys here in the top half of the 7th inning, and Logan Spade is ahead 3-1. Assume Logan's going to be lifted for if he were to get on base. It's only if he were to get on base. And he will. You know what they say? On how you eat an elephant? It's 1 bite at a time, ladies and gentlemen. Liam Zielinski will indeed be will indeed re-enter for Logan Spade. To nobody's surprise, Anthony DePompe now comes up to bat. Shane Grissom gets the nod to do it. Robeson waiting. His first pitch coming up here with Liam at first. Is sharply rolled in off. There we go. 2 on, nobody out for Casey Miser. Okay, Casey comes up to bat again. Libby's walked twice today. He's still closing in on 100 career hits, which is really impressive. Would say it's hard to believe, but knowing Casey Miser, it's just all in a day's work. Can't play home run because the best to do is make it 6-3. You got to play get on base. Let everyone else do the heavy lifting for you. You know? Yeah, you know. Hope you know. That one is a ball. Liam's going down third base, and going down second base is Anthony DePompe. Casey's ahead 1-0. I'm a bit surprised Mark Kelly ain't going for the intentional pass out here for Casey. An empty bag at first. Grady Gibb waiting next. Getting ready again, the pitch. 1-0. That's in a center field. That'll be our first run of the ball game. Could be the second run of the ball game because Anthony DePompe is going to make it in there. And Casey Miser will go back to first as nobody's home at first. Good hitting there by Mr. Miser. Got us on the board. Career hit number 96 for Casey here at Highland. Grady Gibb will come up to bat. We are showing some fight out here in Medina. Are they going to go with a new pitcher, perhaps? They could be. Look, there's no longer catching, by the way. It's number 34, Cooper Scotch, or Shuck. Shuck, I think. So the good guy's still alive. Courtesy of a 2-run single there by Mr. Miser. And Grady Gibb, who will be coming up to bat now for the good guys. 6-2. Medina still on top. Again, can't play hero. Got to play get on base. Got Casey to scoring position, bare minimum. So good news is we won't be shut out today. Pick off safe. Just tuning in. Each school 7 hits and 1 error. The only difference is the run total. 6-2 Medina. Tommy Maroon for WHBW. First pitch to Mr. Gibb coming up right here. Uh-oh, this one's too short. Here he goes. Flip down sign for 1. We're going to be down to our last out. Second twin killing for Grady Gibb today. He's got to be frustrated out there. Dan Miller, last up. Gibb with a rough day at the office. It happens to the best of us. Dan Miller takes inside 1-0. So he hopes and dreams of a rally look almost dead right now. 4 runs. Need to score before we get out again. Otherwise, this game's over. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. It's loaded and did Robeson need that? A double play. He got it. 2-0 here to Dan. Found back. It would be Dobbs next. This will be the 21st win of the year for Medina. This will be our 4th loss of the year. 2-1, 2 out. Top of the 7th. Down 4. Dan's ahead 3-1 now. Again, next on deck. So here comes Robeson ready. His 3-1 to Dan. And we're down to our last strike. He thought that thing was ball 4 for sure, but the home plate umpire says nope, it's strike 2 instead. Got a meaningless game, but you still don't like to lose meaningless games. Still want to win them all. Full count, the payoff here, and this game is going to be over perhaps out to center field, and this game is indeed over. The catch is made by the center fielder and Bloomquist. The Bees easily take this thing 6-2 today. Well, happens, I guess. Best once again to get a bad game out right now than it is in the playoffs. Tommy Maroon thanking you for watching. I'll catch you later this or next week for some playoff baseball and playoff boys lacrosse. So long, everybody.